It never leaves you.
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 Gaffer, last home fixture of the season on Saturday against Swindon Town. I know you're aware of the kind of unique relationship between the clubs and know their manager very well. What kind of challenge are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, onto the manager. What a guy, you know, real big part of my career. Both playing and managing, believe it or not. He's took a lot from Ian Holloway, you know, into my managerial career. But he sort of almost resurrected my career a little bit. You know, Wimbledon was great, Premier League. Injuries didn't go great. Cardiff on loan, but then after the playoff final against QPR, ironically, Ian said he wanted to sign me. So that was the start of my 7-8 years at QPR, which probably everyone recognises me for playing at QPR more than any other club, you know. So he was brilliant at motivating us. He was brilliant at letting the dressing room energy flow, and one of his biggest strengths was sort of seeing something that was working and like not needing to get involved and going, great, it's working, and just feeling it more, you know. He was brilliant like that. Really good, socially aware. I'm not surprised he went on to manage in the Premier League and did really well because of the character he is, you know, and he's had a phenomenal career, and I think passed 1,000 games recently as well, which is well deserved. So it'd be great to see Ollie. And on the game itself, I wasn't aware, obviously, of the rivalry between the two clubs, going back quite some time now, and I am now. It's one that everyone. I haven't had a game here that doesn't mean anything. It's crazy, you know. So it's AFC was a big one. Port Vale's obviously going to be a big one, and right in the middle we've got Swindon, who people say there's a rivalry going back, you know, a long time, and they'll be turning up in droves. I'm sure we will. It's our last home game as well. Hopefully the sun will be shining, getting everyone in there. Full house would be nice, and let's see what we can do against Swindon. But they've done well this season. They've done really well. They're a good side. They play with Ian's energy. They play with that enthusiasm, that tenacity that he's got. Obviously, I've been studying them and looking at where we can break them down, and I'll be keeping that to a secret. But I expect a tough game, a real tough game. You know, it's gone quite well so far. I'm really pleased with where we are. But again, you're only one game away from a defeat, and then you know, you don't want that to happen. You don't want it to creep in or catch you unawares. So we're going to be super prepared for that. And the boys have showed me some good stuff in training this morning. We've got another day tomorrow, and I'm ready to rock and roll on Saturday. Yeah, so looking forward to it. And it's as normal a week as I've had here as well. Every week has been Saturday, Tuesday, then Easter, chaos. Next week's going to be the most normal week of the season for me, and it's the last one. So we've tried to do as much prep as possible, and we're ready for the challenge, which is going to be a tough one on Saturday.
Do any players come back into the mix? Do any step out due to injury? What's kind of the housekeeping?
Yeah, no reported knocks from the game. You know, Smithy, Marnie are both out on the grass now, which is great. So we can. You know, we can include them in contention. You know, and the likes of Ethan, who's been waiting patiently, and Dominic Cornet, some players like that who haven't featured yet. You know, I've got to have a look at some stage. You know, and it might just be training that I have to look at those players in. But we're all fully fit. I think Josh Andrews probably is the only one we won't risk. And that's just on the history that he's had this year. You know, he's had a tough year with injuries, but everyone else, I think, will play a part in these last two games, which will be or play a part in ready for selection. Ollie Hawkins went off with a hand injury. I think there's a bone issue, but I sort of know that Ollie's going to probably declare himself he can play, so we'll have to see on that one as well. But tough guy, and like I said in my press after the game on Monday, what a team decision he made, just to say, look, I can't give everything, but we're monitoring him, and yeah, he's I think he cracked a bone or something, so we'll have to keep that one you know, as safe as it can be. But I'm sure Ollie would love to play as well.
Gaffer, thank you. Matt, all yours.
An unbeaten run, wins are coming as well. Is this a situation with you where almost you'd like the season to go on a little bit, have more look at your players in a competitive situation rather than to stop?
If I'm being honest, I've had a pretty whirlwind season as well. You know, well most of the season. I didn't get back until November, and then it has felt like it's a year. It felt like a couple of years of what we've been through this year. So the break will be nice, but it'll only be a break from games. It won't be a break from work. There's plenty to work on it. Loads of stuff to do. Infrastructure as well as squad. There's loads of things I want to change, things I want to do at this club, and I'm sure I'll get the backing to do plenty of them. Maybe not all of them, but you can only ask. But it's definitely a work in progress for me still. This, like I say, great that we've drawn a lot and won a couple, but the journey has only just begun. Believe me, and that's big. And it won't always go like this. I know that. I know football. I'm not stupid, So we will have some times where we're going to have to fall back on some infrastructure and some identity, and that's what I want to get. That's what I want to work on in this summer and bring probably the right people in, more people in. Some will go without a shadow of a doubt, and we'll see what we are starting next season. But yeah, big summer ahead. But games, it will be a break, and probably the planning and the looking at games and breaking teams down, that's all going to go out my head, and it's going to be more recruitment and infrastructure and pre-season, and that sort of thing comes to the forefront. And so I'm going to enjoy this break, but also a lot of work to do.
Is it fair to say that you might want to keep more players than perhaps you'd envisaged when you arrived, given what you've done before?
Listen, you can only go on what you're told without actually stepping through the door and seeing it yourself. And there was loads of stuff told to me, you do your due diligence on clubs as much as clubs do their due diligence on you. And I was told, there's this and that going on, and until I walked in and found out for myself, which is what I am. I don't do hearsay very well at all. I think there's a lot of gossip goes on, and social media makes that 10 times worse sometimes. I've been surprised by some, and some I've thought, yep, I knew that already. So it's very difficult right now, not to go into personal details and names and things like that, which I won't do. But no, pleasantly surprised with some, and I don't think, I don't know if there's more I thought would keep and more I was going to release. It'd be unfair to say that, because I properly came in with an open view, and I think that's one of my strengths. I think that's giving everyone a chance, giving everyone a clean slate. Some players just need that. Some players don't get on with certain managers. Some players just don't play certain styles. My skill, I think, is finding out what I've got and making the most of it, and I think the boys have certainly stepped up since I've been here, which is great.
And you've talked about enjoying bringing young players through, especially club academy players.
Yeah.
Joe Bode, of course, scored on Saturday. We can single him out. What have you made of his progress?
Yeah, Joe is a work in progress without a doubt. He's such potential in Joe. He's still growing. He still is. He's still growing as a person. Maybe not growing bodily, but as a person and getting experience in the games. He took his goal superbly well, but Joe will be the first to say, look, I wish I'd have scored more this season. I think we've had chances under my tenure where we'd have loved Joe to get more goals, so I'll be working on mentally and technically. Dobbo will be working with him, and we think Joe's got a great deal of potential. He's one of our products, as in Sam Gale, and both have signed up good contracts for the club, and I think we'd be stupid not to say these two can develop into really good players, and I say great magic moment for Joe. He's a great lad, he wants to learn, very humble, and looking forward to working with him. So Joe's one that we're very keen on developing and making better.
So it's a bit about longer term, short term. Obviously Swindon on Saturday. You talked before about Ian Holloway, and talked about I suppose his skills as a coach, as a manager as well. Most people will know him, we will know him from his public persona, which is slightly eccentric, but there's more to him than that. Yeah,
absolutely. He's probably doesn't get as much credit as he should for tactically and managing teams the way he does, because everyone sees this, like I say, this eccentric, this character that the game is losing. They're losing characters, believe me, and it's brilliant to have him back in management. It really is. You know, he's interviewed me, he's given me advice, he's coached me and managed me as a player. You know, I was proud to put the armband on a couple of times for him. He's a great guy, but there's so many layers to in Holloway. It's not just you know this guy that you see on the TV or things like that. He's great, and to work with him for the amount of time I did, and for the games he gave me, you know, one of my proudest moments in football would have been being promoted with QPR away at Sheffield Wednesday, and he was the manager then, and yeah, that'll live in the memories for a long time. But yeah, he got the best out of everyone, Ian, and he's still doing that obviously at Swindon, because when he took over, they were really in trouble, and he's no surprise to me where they are now, and could have got in the playoffs a few weeks ago. So fair play to Ian, and Marcus Bignett, his assistant, I played with. So it'd be great to share a drink with him after the game. In a way, it's almost good. There's, to the outside world, there's nothing on it, but to everyone in Priestfield, there's plenty on it, and so that's going to be both of us going for the win. I know that. I know Ian, and he knows me. We'll go for the win, both of us, and like I say, we'll enjoy a drink together afterwards, because I've got a lot of respect for that guy, and hopefully we'll both be okay at the end of the game.
Do we keep an eye on the technical areas?
No. There's nothing between me and Ollie. You know, we'll both be passionate, and if there's anyone to match my energy on the touchline, I'm sure it's Ollie. But he's a great guy, and yeah, nothing but huge respect for him.
And for fans, obviously, last home game is a big occasion. However the season's gone, with the momentum you've got as well, how important is it to leave them smiling?
Yeah, listen, I want to. You know, if you choose it, you'd probably choose to lose one of the previous games and win this one, because it's the last home game, but it doesn't work like that. I want the fans to sort of see the last month, because it'll be a month probably. It'll be a month and 2 days, I think, my entire tenure of this season, just over a month, which is great, because I think Brad and Shannon have done a great thing in getting us in and letting us have a look at the place. But also, I'm hoping the fans can go, I see the change. Okay, there was plenty gone on before. And the lads have tried, you know, maybe, like I say, different managers, different styles, different ways. I'm here now, and I'm hoping the fans will stay behind. I'll make sure the players walk around that pitch and clap all the fans, because you've been with us all season, and you really have come in droves in the last few weeks. I can't thank you enough for that, so I'll be on there without a doubt. Win, lose or draw, please understand the boys have emptied the tank over the last few games, and they will do for the next two. And let's get on this journey next year together, and that's, you know, even if we get beat, what a great thing that would be for the fans to stay around, applaud us and say, we know what's coming next year. That'd mean a lot to me, but I can't make them. Hopefully they'll just want to stay and say, right, we're going, guys, we're going somewhere. Let's see.
Internally, Joe Bode's been talking about, he hasn't known this squad as unified. He said you could sit any two of them down, they'd have a great time together, that kind of camaraderie. Is that something you thought was lacking a bit when you got here? Have you noticed that particularly?
Just my way. So everyone has their own way. Team for me is more important than any individual, always will be. And I keep going on about it, and I keep telling them about it, and we'll do little exercises to make them all integrate and to make them all. I don't like it when there's factions in your dressing room. I think that you must all be together in it, because at any one moment you're flying into a tackle or going into a header for your teammates, not for anyone else. You know, you put the Gillingham shirt on, you're wearing that badge, and the club pay you money, but you know, are you going to put yourself at risk for injury? You're doing it for each other, boys, you know, and for the bigger cause. I think the fans feel it as well. The fans feel that togetherness, that pride that we have to be Gillingham players. Like I say, when I knew my teammates on the pitch, when I knew about their families, or I knew about their children, I knew about their careers, it would mean more to me when I went into a tackle, or I was covering my teammate, or I'm there for my teammate. I think that's me in a nutshell. I'm there for all the boys that I've got their backs, and hopefully they've got each other's. And then ultimately, the fans have got us all, you know, because they're the bigger group, and they can make the difference. But I'm glad Joe said that, because yeah, the team spirit is something that I really, really want here, and a team is always very much harder to break down than a group of individuals.
he's also said he's trying to teach everyone a dance to do when they score goals. I don't know if you've been party to that.
I have not been party to that, no. Let's hope he's got plenty of dances in the locker, because I want him to score plenty of goals.
Thank you.
I think your dancing went viral apparently on TikTok.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking to a man with zero social media presence or knowledge or anything, so I wouldn't even know how to look at that. And my kids scream and say, "Don't touch the screen, Dad, you're liking it or you're not liking it," or whatever. I'm like, whatever. So if he gets a few more fans from his dances, that's great, but he's a footballer first.
Those dance moves have got a thumbs up from you though on social
I have no idea. I haven't even seen them yet. I honestly don't watch anything. I very rarely watch the highlights. I very rarely watch any interviews or read anything online. So I'll watch the video back of the tactics. I'm probably concentrating on a shape rather than the celebration. But I think there was a couple of them that they got involved. Was it Aaron Rowe was up there as well? I think he was, yeah. So, and Chad, was it? Yeah. So I'll keep my eye on them three, believe me.
And there's a big crowd coming on Saturday as well. I think the Red Men sold out. It might be the biggest attendance of the season even. So, I mean, they're backing you on.
Yeah. Listen, don't back me, back the boys, back the team, back the club. Thank you, and I'm hoping I've instilled some belief in this place and some spirit. But get behind the boys. Honestly, we'll do this together. I won't always have the answers. I'll try my absolute best, and I'll put the tactics I believe in place that are there, and I will put the ethic and the work rate and this. But I need you fans as well. You're involved in this, and I'd rather it be we all feel it together, rather than there's a split and they're having a go at people. I'd rather us, after a loss, let's all be down. It kills us all. After a win, let's all celebrate together. I want us all in it together. And I say to the boys regularly in training, I don't do disappointment. I don't do blame culture. I don't want people pointing at someone else saying that this is the quickest way out of this place. And I don't want fans to do it. I want fans pointing at the fans will go, yep, all right, they gave their all, and sometimes that happens. And I know it's tough, but believe me, the journey will be good. This journey will be good. You'll have something to be really proud of. And that's all I can say really. I just say get behind us and back us. And you have, thank you. I go back to the Cheltenham 700 and Monday, I mean, wow. They were brilliant. They were brilliant. And I've watched the goal back. And when you see that Rainer men that all stand up together, that's a really special moment. It could be a championship stadium where they're all jumping up together, and that's really special to see. So hopefully the fans know what it means now, and know how the boys value that shirt now, and hopefully I can instill some of that into the fans as well.
And it helps that there's a rivalry between the two clubs that are playing each other on Saturday. Were you aware? I mean, you said you weren't really aware of it, but you're surprised at it.
Very surprised, obviously. Wycombe have got Colchester, which is about 80 miles away. This is probably even further. I nearly do 80 miles coming in, and Swindon's further on from me. So this is a mad rivalry, from where they are. I think being the only club in Kent, I think it's difficult to have a rivalry, isn't it? And obviously Bromley's just down the road, and fair play to them. But historically, I think Swindon have probably been that team that have been in the league longer, and I can't think of who Swindon's are. Is it Oxford or Reading? I think, I think they. So I don't know what those teams will have to say about Gillingham wanting to be their rivals. So I know it goes back. I know there's playoff incidents and things like that coming into it. So all I'll say is, I have a rivalry with every team that comes here. I want to beat every team that comes here, and hopefully we can do it on Saturday.
And will you see the chairman as well on Saturday?
Yeah, hopefully all in the plans are Brad and Shannon coming back for the games. Yeah, so that's all in the plans. So hopefully, yep, I will be. I know at some stage I will be, but I know that they want the fans to know that they're invested. They're here. They're ready to play a part in this, and they've played the biggest part in this journey. They've got us in. They've started it. No, it's great. We have regular contact. And I haven't seen Brad for a while. I've seen Shannon, and it's been great. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them both, and hopefully we can, like I say, start sorting out what I believe will get success here.
Yeah. nice to see him in person, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was it about a year ago or something you met him?
Yeah, something like that.
Can I just ask about another player that hasn't been playing, Maxima as well? He's played over 400 times for the club. Do you expect to see, maybe not playing, but back around the club maybe?
Yeah, I think maybe Max will be at the weekend, yeah. So obviously not played a part under me yet, and yeah, he's the respect I have for Max. I knew Max as a young player at QPR, you know, when I was there he was young at QPR, so always coming here with teams, and he's always been playing absolutely stalwart, and yeah, obviously great what he's done for Gillingham. But yeah, it hasn't featured for me yet. I've been really pleased with the back, you know, defenders I've had in. So, but yeah, hopefully Max will be seen around the place. Yeah.
Green home kit. have you ever had been involved in anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think other clubs in the past have done it where their away kits have clashed with ridiculous amount of teams. I think at Wickham we had this once where we had to wear, I think it was actually green again at home. So yeah, sometimes these things are done, and it's sometimes easy to kick off with the Football League when you need to kick off with them, not over stuff like this. You know, I know that some of the fans would love that blue kit to be on every home game. I know that's important to them. So yeah, point taken obviously on that one. Yeah, it was pretty much out of my control, but I'm just glad we won the game because it might be the lucky green home kit now, you know.
You said I didn't. Have you enjoyed the last month?
Yeah, it's been really a lot in it. I have enjoyed it, definitely. I've enjoyed the results. I've enjoyed seeing the boys come on, and I've enjoyed putting some little tactics in place that the boys have bought into and really committed to. I feel like it was, it's almost like a breath of fresh air when we walked in. It was like a clearing, it was like a relief for people. And that was nice because obviously with what I've done, you carry a little bit with you of what you've done in the past, and it's nice that, you know, a few of the boys knew me, knew what I'd done, talked to people who'd worked for me. So to get them buying in is probably the biggest enjoyment. To seeing the fans backers equally enjoyable, and then just get the results. You know, it's not always about results, but it does make it easier. Yeah, the only shock there is you say it's a month. Feels like 6 months. It really does. The meetings we've gone into and the amount we've got through. But yeah, we're enjoying it definitely.
If I were to ask Ian Holloway to describe you in 3 words, what words would you use?
Committed would be definitely one of them. Energetic, I think, would be another one. And I don't know what the third one is. You might have to ask him that.
Let's turn it on his head. Describe him in 3 words.
Oh, wow. Eccentric, inspiring, and yeah. I don't want to say crazy. Respectful, great guy.
How difficult was it for you to take Tate out on Monday?
Not very, if I'm being totally honest. You know, I know what Glenn gives us. I think when Glenn came and took that ball on about 89 minutes out of the sky and dived and stayed down for 30 seconds, I think they understand that the experience there was a great one to have back in the team. Tate has definitely shown me that, and shown not just me, a lot of people, he's a very competent number 2. You know, he made some cracking saves at Cheltenham when he needed to. The boys stepped up and protected him definitely in his first game. His kicking's good. He's got a few bits to learn without a doubt. You know, but I think that inadvertently it was a nice moment to be able to stick your number 2 in for a couple of games. He wasn't in the plans, by the way, to rotate. He was never in the plans to stick in, but I think he's grown in stature in that dressing room after what he's done. Yeah.
From what you said to us, you've come across a lot of players like that, it seems, that have grown in stature.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's some that I think that probably were in the shadows and they've come through and really blooming now, and some new leases of life, that they've always been good players, they've always been great players, and they've just had this new lease of energy, a new lease of life, new belief. I believe in all of them. Whoever I put in, I believe in. I won't pick a player I didn't believe in that team. So they know the beliefs there. They've all got their different traits. It's up to me to mix them all together and get the right final product. But there's been some, honestly, that, and it's strange for me because I didn't see before. I wasn't here. I was concentrating on other teams. So when people are saying, "Oh my word, you should see the change in this guy," or "You should see the change in this guy," I'm like, "Has he not always been like that?" And they're like, "No, this is a massive change," and that's nice to hear because there's no negativity around at the moment. It's all positive.
Just one last thing, obviously, with the Saturday being the last game of the season, you learnt the last bullshit?
Sorry,
You learnt the last bullshit?
the words come up on the advertising board, so I'm cheating a little bit. I've listened to it a few times, believe me, since then. So I don't want to get him wrong. I stand in awe of the stadium singing it along, but I know the big bits in the song. All right, so yeah, get me. I will be singing along to the big bits, definitely.
You've got features on national radio on Saturday as well.
Oh, brilliant! No, it's we got it on the radio, didn't we? Yeah, so it was brilliant. I think the fan on there knew a hell of a lot more about the last waltz than me, but it was nice to get a mention and one of our Gills fans to be on national radio preaching about our club.
It never leaves you.
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 It never leaves you.